Question where have we, number 3, why were we doing what we were doing? Where have we come from? Where have we reached? So after we had that time at Matuga of talk, then we decided to have these units. And these units were deliberately named after revolutionaries. We had the one at the head. The first one was Abdul Nasser. Abdul Nasser was an African revolutionary who was the president of Egypt. Many of the revolutionary struggles he supported many revolutionary struggles of the people who were starting at the beginning, long ago in Egypt. Then the next was Kabarega. For those who don't know the history of Kabarega, he fought the British. He resisted the British until he was finally killed and exiled. Then the other one was Nkrumah, which was in Rukora a bit later. But before that, there was Mondlane, which was in Karasa, Semuto area. Then when the late Luther was killed, Luther Maguzi, we created another unit called Luther in Kufu area, where we passed the other day. Then we eventually created another one called Mwanga unit, which was part out of Nkrumah unit. Now, from Matuga, on the 6th of April, we attacked Kachiri as a whole force, and we overran it and captured some guns, and among the guns was a big machine gun which you could not carry, which was pullable. So we pulled that machine gun and went with it back to the base, and that's when the leader decided that we should, as he told you, he had seen the Kasegere forest in these hills beyond Katera. So one of the he gave me a force to go and establish a new unit in the Kasegere forest. Now we left the other unit in Matuga. So we came and slept in Nakaziba, just across River Mayanja. Then the following night, because we were moving at night, we moved, and because we had this gun which we were pulling, we also had Ndugumure had been injured in the leg. So we moved slowly at night and we reached. Now we were being led, I think it was Nduguaswa, who was taking us there, who knew the area, and those who knew the area. So that's when we went to Kagogo, near Ssetuba's place. We reached in the night, entered the forest nearby, and the Tanzanian unit, which was I think in Bukomero, followed us and saw the track because of this machine gun which we were pulling. I had put Kazahura, the late Kazahura, to the quarter guard, and very early in the morning we had the bullets at the quarter guard. When I ran to see whether to tell Kazahura to go inside the forest, I met a line of Tanzanian. They all took cover and started firing at me. Fortunately, there was a Kisugu, an anthill, where I took cover, and fortunately I had a grenade which I threw in them. And that's what saved us. When I threw a grenade, I again heard that, Mama Mzazi! Again, this was the second time I hearing that, Mama Mzazi. And they quietened. When the grenade exploded, the fire ceased. That gave us a chance to run up the hill, all of us. And we left that gun there, and we had our first casualty, the late Kazahura, whom they shot at the quarter guard. And it is after which, now, Mzee Ssetuba was coming. That was on the 18th of April. It was going to be Easter the following day. He had brought us. He was bringing us some meat. for Easter. And that's when they met him coming from where we were, and they killed him. That's where we come to the other day, where we stayed with the HE at Mzee Ssetuba's. So after that, we were not able to continue to Kasegere. We had to regroup and reorganize it, now to form Kabalega unit in the Chererezi Kapeka area, where now this Kapeka Industrial Park was our camp of Kabalega. And then after Kabalega was where we stayed, and it is where we received, later on in July, where we received some guns from Libya, from Gaddafi. And that's where we were joined by other commanders, General Saleh, Rubereza, Tinyefuza, Muhwezi, Jim, some of them had actually gone to Nairobi and were able to connect. They were connecting with us during the preparations, those who are in the police, General Tinyefuza, General Muhwezi, and there was another one, the late Tumuherwe, who died, who was shot when they were escaping from prison. So they first ran to Nairobi and then came back with Rubereza. So by then we had some of these senior commanders who had joined us, and at that time our president had gone abroad. Now we had a bit of some problems within our command, and one of our commanders was killed in the unit which was in Matuga. So we stayed, for us we stayed in Kabarega with the, then Tinyefuza was my 2IC. Then we formed Nkuruma unit, which was to be headed by Rubereza, deputized by Fred Mwesige as the 2IC in the Rukora of Chenkwanzi. That's when we formed Nkuruma unit. Now, an accident happened. The late Rubereza, when we had received these mines which we got from Libya, the late Rubereza was teaching the others and saying, if there is no fuse, it will not explode. He said it explodes only when there is a fuse. So he said, you see, he removed the fuse and then stepped on the mine. But I think his weight was so big that it exploded and blew him up. So that incident was a very unfortunate thing. We lost the late Rubereza with another young junior soldier who died with him in Nkuruma. Then General Tinyefuza went there to join Fred Mwesige. Mwesige was also injured in the leg, who was nearby. Fred Mwesige, Honorable Colonel Fred Mwesige. Now again we had another unfortunate incident in Kabarega. The late Ahmed Sseguya, not Kabarega in the whole, who was our first overall commander. When we left Kabamba, just flash back a bit. Kabamba we are 43. Ndukuchanda was saying how many? We were 43, but 27 had guns. So we had some commandos. When we left Kabamba, and Ahmed Sseguya joined us, he was appointed the first overall commander. But during that, in July 1981, he got sick and went to Kampala and died in the hospital, and our friends in Mulago were able to keep his body until we came back. Up to the time we came back to bury it officially. The late Ahmed Sseguya, who had joined HE among the Bawajere of Katwe even before Fronasa, long ago. But he was able to go with us to Monduli. He was one of the oldest people who was in Monduli. We were always worried about him, but he managed to go through that hard training. Late Ahmed Sseguya, who was our first overall commander. So we lost him in July.